Hello, hi everyone, good morning. If it's morning when you're watching this, it's morning here anyway. I'm here in Quebec, Canada, and it's still snowing even if we're in the middle of March, but it is what it is. And today, a good thing that we can make for the winter to keep us healthy is to make bone broth. And I'm going to show you how we make our bone broth, right? Okay. So if you have digestive issues, bone broth is a really good thing for the tummy, isn't it? It's good for your tummy? Yes. So for people that are sensitive to FODMAPs, and if you don't know what FODMAPs are, they're a group of short chain carbohydrates that can be fermented in the gut. That doesn't sound really nice, right? So that's why for some people, FODMAPs can contribute to bloating and discomfort, digestive issues, and abnormal bowel movement. So if you're sensitive to FODMAPs, I would say not use anything that contained FODMAPs like onions, garlic, or even celery. So onion, garlic, celery are all very rich in FODMAPs. So don't put them in your bone broth if you have a pretty sensitive tummy and if you deal with a lot of bloating and digestive issues. Not everyone with digestive issues are sensitive to FODMAPs like garlic, onions, and celery, but more likely to be. So that's rosemary, baby. So if you're sensitive to FODMAP, let's do a FODMAP-free version first. So carrots are low FODMAP, good way to add flavors. Bunnies! And bunnies love carrots, that's right, yes. If you want to involve kids in the kitchen, those are great knives that little one can use. It's called it's from Curious Chef. And you want to cut some carrots? Let's see if we can, I don't know if you can see, but for a bone broth, you actually don't need to peel the carrot. And you can just chop it very, very coarsely, like this. Yes, good job, baby. And then we can put that all in a slow cooker. I love using a slow cooker to make bone broth because I don't have to watch it. It's really safe. And that way I can leave it to simmer for many hours. I usually do at least 8 hours, but usually up to 24 hours. So I usually leave it like a whole day and night. And the slow cooker is the easiest way to do it safely. So the low FODMAP version, we just added the carrots in. Of course, we're going to need bones. You can add any kinds of bones. Those are bones from organic grass-fed beef. They're called soup bones, so they're like basically those kind of bones. You want to put the bones in? Yeah, you can do it. And yes, in the slow cooker, baby. So we're going to put, that's 1 kilo. There's a bit of meat, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Even if there's a bit of meat, it's going to be really yummy in the broth. I'll give you something to clean your hands. Okay, can you put all the bones in? So those are, I just bought those. But you can also use any carcass from, yes, we're gonna buy more. You can buy any carcass from, you can use any carcass from a chicken, or, you know, those are old bones that I have from ossobuco that I made. So I keep that in a bowl in the freezer. So whenever I make a batch of bone broth, I can just add those in. Yes, you can put them in. Yeah, usually we speak French at home, but Aiden understands English very well, but it doesn't always want to speak it, right? You want to speak English today? No, you just want to help me with the broth. Okay, so that's all we have for now for the low FODMAP version. We have the bones and we have the carrots. Now, if you're doing the low FODMAP version, don't add what I'm going to add. I'm going to add onions here because my gut is healthy, and if you have only mild digestive system, it may be okay for you to keep some FODMAP in. So with the onion, it's really hard, baby. You can add it to the slow cooker, okay? You don't even need to peel the onion. I just chop it very coarsely. You want to help me? Or maybe I'll do it so it doesn't get into your eyes, okay? Add that in there. Then we need some water. So I have about a little bit over 2 pounds of broth. I have a carrot. If you're doing low FODMAP, don't add the onion. Yeah, you can add the water. Now we're going to add the water. We're going to try to cover most of what we have in the slow cooker here. Yes. Pretty good. Okay, and we're going to need a bit more. And the quality of the water you use is kind of important because, you know, tap water can have a lot of chlorine, which is not really good for gut health. So I suggest you using purified filtered water if you can. I personally have a Berkeley filter. Maybe I can show you here. Here it is. Here's our filter. So we just add water from the tap at the top, and then the bottom becomes filter, chlorine free, and we can just use the water from here. So that's really good, clean, healthy water. So we have that. Now, another very important ingredient is apple cider vinegar, or you want to put it in? Okay, just let me measure it. Usually I don't measure it, but because it's going to be pouring it in, I usually use about, you know, a quarter cup or so. Okay, go very gently, sweetie. And why is it important to put vinegar in? It is because it's going to help leach out more of the minerals from the bones. You put it everywhere, good. And even if you're sensitive to FODMAPs, apples are high in FODMAP, but apple cider vinegar is actually very low FODMAP, so that's not an issue. Then salt and pepper. Do you want to put it? Okay, I'll put the salt, you put the pepper? Okay, let's do some teamwork here. And you can put quite a bit of each. Yes. You want to switch?
Yes.
Okay, let's switch.
Switch.
Alright.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
It's looking pretty good.
You know, of all of these ingredients, the only important ingredients are the bones, the water, and the apple cider vinegar. Everything else is kind of optional to add more flavors in, like the salt and pepper, carrots, onions, and I'm also going to add this, which is optional. That's a bunch of rosemary from the garden that I dried from last summer. Or you can just put it in like this. Yeah. So you can put any kind of fresh or dried herb that you have, and that's going to be really yummy. So that's basically all there is to making bone broth. Don't know if you can see. So we have the bones, onions, carrots, apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper, and rosemary. Did I see the bones? So we're going to simmer that for 24 hours.
I like bones.
And to make it low FODMAP, you can keep everything in there except for the onion. You can also add some celery if you're not sensitive to FODMAP, but again, I don't have it right now, so I'm not using it. So maybe I should say, why is it so important to have bone broth? It is because it contains a lot of the gelatin and gut healing nutrients that will really, really help you soothe the inflammation in your tummy, that will help to aid your digestion, that will help you better absorb and digest the nutrients that you're eating. And if you've had something like SIBO or a gastrointestinal infection or a parasite infection or any kind of damage to your gut, then doing a lot of bone broth will help you recover. There are tons of supplements out there that are said to be good for gut healing, but really you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to buy all of these supplements. If you're able to make a weekly batch of bone broth like this is going to last you for at least a week, and drinking a cup or two every day will make wonders for your digestive health. And I talk about this in my book. The second edition is coming, it's going to be released in a couple of weeks, and there's a 2-pager here with a bone broth recipe, and of course earlier in the book I talk all about...
Is it this?
Yeah, that's what we're making, bone broth. All about how bone broth can contribute to your health. And I talk about the digestive health. We're not going to put little leaves like that. We don't have any of those, but we have the rosemary, so that's going to be good, right? There's also a lot of minerals in bone broth that are really, really good for getting your electrolytes and also for building and strengthening your bones and teeth. And there's even a Latin American saying that says, yes, we can drink it. Caldo de gallina a los muertos resucita, which means chicken broth can resurrect the dead. So that's how powerful this stuff is. So how to take it? Well, I'll try to do a video tomorrow to show you once it's ready what I do with it. But you can drink it like just like you would drink hot coffee in the morning, or you can add it to soups or stews. And it's really, really delicious. I know it probably doesn't look very delicious. And the first time I ever made bone broth, I still remember in 2011, I was like, oh my God, what is this? There's no way I'm going to be drinking this. But I promise it tastes a lot better than it looks like at first. And it might be a bit intimidating the first time you make it, but it's actually very simple and it gets really, really easy after 2 or 3 times of making it. And again, you can find all of the details in my book, Digestive Health with Real Food, which is available on Amazon already for pre-order. So
Let's do that.
we're ready? Okay, we're gonna go plug it in and let it simmer for 24 hours, and I'll try to show you the final results.
Ready.
Tomorrow, you're ready. Okay, you wanna say bye?
Bye.
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 Click here, please.